Okay, question 2 is another one of these starred questions, which means that the quality of our written communication is being tested here. We're going to have to make sure that we answer the question exactly what they asked after we do our calculations. So we're given the list of ingredients for making 18 pies. So there we have it there. And it says Elaine wants to make 45 pies. It tells us that Elaine has 1 kilogram of butter, 1 kilogram of flour, 500 grams of sugar, 600 grams of mince, and 6 eggs. And it says, does Elaine have enough of each ingredient to make 45 mince pies? We've got to clearly show how we got our answer. So in order to do this, I'm going to look at something called the double number line. So suppose we know that if I was making 0 mince pies, I would need 0 of every ingredient. That just makes sense. But if I need 18 mince pies, let's take a look at the butter situation. For 18 mince pies, I'm going to need 225 grams of butter. I want to see how much is required for 45. Well, I'm going to think about it like this. If I know 18 mince pies, well, that means 9 mince pies is going to have to need half the amount of the ingredients, which is going to be 112.5 grams. So 225 divided by 2 equals 112.5. And then, so that would tell me 9, but I want 45. And I know that 5 lots of 9 is 45. So I'm going to have to do the same up here. I'm going to have to times 112.5 by 5. So 112.5. Remember, it's a calculator paper times 5 is going to give us, let me see, that's going to be 500, 560, 562.5, 562.5 grams. So that's how much butter. Okay, we're going to go through the same process with all the other ingredients. So we're going to have to do the same. We're going to divide them by 2, and then we're going to times them by 5. So let's have a look at the situation with flour. So 350 grams is required for 18. So you're going to do 350. We're going to divide it by 2 to get 175. We're going to do 175 times by 5 to get, let me see, 5 times 75 is going to be 425 plus 500 is 925. Let's work out sugar. For sugar, we're going to do, in fact, let me just write beside that that is the situation for flour. So now we're going to do the same for sugar. So for sugar, we required 100 grams for 18 pies. So we're going to divide that by 2 to get 9 pies, or the equivalent for 9 pies, which is 50 grams. And then we're going to do 50 grams times by 5 to get 250 grams. So we need 250 grams of sugar. We need to, I'm going to move this over a wee bit. We need to now do the same for mincemeat. For mincemeat, we're going to have to do 280. We're going to divide that by 2 to get 140 grams. We're going to do 140. We're going to times that by 5, which is going to give us 700 grams. And then last but not least, we're going to worry about the eggs. So we need 1 egg for 18 mince pies. So we're going to do 1 divided by 2, which means for 9 mince pies, we're going to need half an egg. A bit strange. And then for 45 mince pies, we're going to do a half times by 5, which is going to be 2.5. So we need 2.5 eggs for our 45 mince pies. Now what we're going to do, last part, is to decide if Elaine has enough. So let's compare. She's got 1 kilogram of butter, which is the equivalent of 1,000 grams. It's exactly the same as 1,000 grams of butter, which is 1,000. 1 kilogram of flour is going to be 1,000 grams of flour. So she has a kilo of butter. She only requires 562.5 grams of butter, so she has enough butter. She has enough flour. She has enough sugar, but she does not have enough mincemeat. She has 600 grams of mincemeat. She needs 700 grams. So we're asked, does she have enough of each ingredient to make 45 mince pies? The answer to that question is simply no. She requires 100 grams more of mincemeat. And that should be more than enough to get us the full 4 marks.